trying little.
Yoga.
By a government sworn to protect them.
Most Democrats.
He was alive for the redlining of Chicago and the looting of black homeowners of some $4 billion. Victims of that plunder are very much alive today. I am sure they'd love a word with the majority leader.
Yeah, Ta-Nehisi Coates. So that was his argument. How would you respond to that?
Well, I think that first of all, I think that whether or not you like Senator McConnell, who's a representative of my state, and I believe of my district, in fact, Mitch McConnell,
Yeah.
what he said
He's a
was
senator, he's not a
simple common
congressman.
sense.
Yeah, he's a senator, he's not a congressman.
Senator. Obviously, Senator Mitch McConnell is the Senate Majority Leader. But what he said actually was fairly complex. And he pointed out that there are, in essence, a good number of reparative programs that we already have in the USA. So, for example, affirmative action is a reparative program designed to move African Americans forward, whether or not it actually achieves that. He mentioned the Civil Rights Act, which obviously made most forms of racism civilly and sometimes criminally illegal. He went on in this vein for 2 or 3 minutes. I thought his remarks were solid. What's generally happened is that what he said has been sort of chopped up into small segments. So he's often quoted as saying simply, we've had a black president, and so that in and of itself is a form of reparations for slavery. And I don't really think that's what the man said. In terms of the main point, the thrust of what Mitch McConnell said, that it would be very difficult to set up a working reparations program, that is true. There's 3 major problems with reparations, which I would refer to, and I have in my writing, as who gets, who gives, and who's next. So in terms of who receives reparations, is that simply everyone black? Is there a cutoff in terms of quote-unquote percentage of blood there? I mean, my family, I'm half Irish-American, half African-American, a little bit Indian. So if I turned out to be, say, 40% black, would I receive reparations? What if you are black, but you're born overseas? A fair chunk of the U.S. black elite comes from civilized foreign states like Brazil, Nigeria. Would they receive reparations? 12% of African Americans, a figure nearly on par with that for whites, were slave owners historically. Would they receive reparations? Okay, the next line is who pays reparations? If you're talking about something like a tax levy, would black people be taxed? I mean, would I have to pay additional money to give reparations to myself? A bit more broadly, what about the descendants of immigrants who didn't enter the United States until 100 years after slavery? A poignant one, what about the descendants of Union soldiers? And then you get into this discussion when I say who's next about whether there is something unique about the African American case. So what about Native Americans, for example? Would that be the next reparations fight? Obviously, both white and black soldiers, frankly, took this country from the Indians. The first people.
People would argue that the whole world, and I would, that the whole world has been reshaped by people taking other people's land. I mean, it's called conquest. I mean, it's called, the Ottoman Empire had to shrink back. We had a totally different map throughout Europe and Asia. I mean, that's just the way the world is. I mean, they want to live in a fake world where, as Trump always says, you don't get do-overs. No do-overs. That's it. And it was there was an argument sometime, I think it was 1980s, there was a quote, you won, we lost, that's that. Yeah, around describing world politics. We won, you lost, that's that. That's just what it is. I mean, there's not going to change that. I mean, you could change the Indian reservations and make them better, or change the whole way those that's not my area of expertise, but this is just preposterous. This idea of trying to divide the country up on I guess go through 23andMe and see who's what lineage and what percentage and when did you come here, and I guess come up with an algorithm. Certain people get land and other people get cash and other people get opportunity, or what is it? And it's going to breed resentment. This is my point. More resentment, less coming together. As other people feel like they're working their butts off, and all they are is called racist all day long for working their butts off.
Now, I wanted to play that because everybody knows Laura Ingraham. She's a Fox News contributor, and she is a disgusting bottom-feeding rat. She basically is saying, we won, you lost, that's that, we're not giving you anything, you've been conquered. All I want her to do is to remember that when their turn comes up, I want her to remember, you get conquered, we won, you lost, that's that. And they had the nerve to bring up Native Americans. Native Americans got reparations. I worked for an employer where they are tax exempt. I mean, there are reparations out there known. There are a lot of reparations. There's a Black Lung Fund. There is reparations for Jewish people. Why Americans pay into that, I have no idea. But Germany, they basically had to pay reparations for what happened, and it seems like everybody can get. The Japanese were put in internment camps, they got reparations. The slave owners, they got reparations for losing their slaves. How they try and justify that, I have no idea. But everyone has benefited off the suffering of slaves. And the descendants of those slaves continue to suffer as everyone else get to benefit. But I knew this was coming. Like I said, I see this as people speaking out. They're speaking loud. I want them to shout it from the rooftop. You're not going to get anything. We're not going to give you anything. Because like I said, that is an indictment on them. And whatever befalls them, oh well. I don't want to have a discussion, because I did see a segment on Roland Martin where he believes that these people are ignorant. He believes that they may be dumb. They may not understand race relations. These people understand it. There's no need for dialogue. There's no need to talk about this anymore. Everything has been talked about so much already. There can be a plan put together to make this right. Basically what they're saying, they're not going to do it. They're not going to do it. Make me do it. And in the end, like I said, they will be made to do it. It's just that it's going to cost them much more than otherwise had they went ahead and did the right thing. They are arrogant right now. They have Donald Trump. They believe he's going to protect their white nationalism, protect America as ruler over the world, to make the world bend at their will. They are drunk off power. They are arrogant, and they don't see. They are so drunk with power, and they are partying off their arrogance so much that they don't even see what's about to sneak up behind them. But I see it. Every person who is coming out talking about this, you know, they are making a decision. They're choosing this for their families, for their children, and for their loved ones. And it's going to catch a lot of people up into this. And at the end, she says, happens, it will breed a sense of unrest, a sense of not coming together. Good. I don't want to come together. I don't want to integrate anymore. I don't want to be a melting pot. I am a strong advocate for segregation. And who gives a fuck if you are offended or how you feel about this? This has nothing to do with you. You see, they find a way to make it about them, but this reparation has nothing to do with them. And they're talking about, you were never a slave, we never owned slaves, you benefit off of slavery. This nation was built on top of the bones and the blood of slaves. Wall Street, where they traded slaves, cotton, the money that they made, you know, the slave labor to build the railroads, the soldiers that they had fighting in their war who never got, benefits, never got a home, never benefited from the GI Bill, Reconstruction, after Reconstruction, Jim Crow, lynching, all of that. They know about all of that. They are basically saying, yeah, we gave reparations to Native Americans. We gave it to everybody, even the people who committed the heinous crimes against your people. We're not going to give it to you. And it really makes me wonder why a lot of people don't wonder why, like, everybody else gets reparations, but we don't. What is this big push of not giving us something that everybody else have received? Nobody's asking that question, why us? Specifically us. That would tell you something about who we are. And like I said, there is a fear. Let's say they do give it. Like I said, slim chance, but they do give it. Slim chance that they're going to give it willingly. I'll say it like that. But they know there'll be a lot of people who just check out of this economy. Some people want to leave. A lot of people are leaving. They keep trying to say, it's a lot of people who are trying to get in here. It's bullshit. Now, Laura Ingraham basically said something that I have been saying all of this time. They are proud of their history. They are saying that, we conquered you. We're not sorry that we did what we did. It happened. Oh, well, get over it. That's basically what she said. And that's why I say when they try and proclaim that they are different from their ancestors, it's not true. They're saying the same thing. They're proud of what their ancestor did. They are proud of this nation. Like I said, they celebrate it every year. They celebrate it in multiple ways. The 4th of July is right around the corner. They are about to celebrate 1776 again. And your black ass wasn't free. So that tells you something about this nation. Like I said, they won't specifically give you reparations because they are not sorry for what they did. You are giving reparations to repair a people that you have acknowledged you've done wrong to. These people do not feel like they did anything wrong. They think what they did was heroic. It was amazing. It was the best thing, and they have the best nation, and this is how it was built, and they are proud of it. They are proud of your suffering. They're proud of what happened to your ancestors. That's why they keep telling you, just let it go. It's not that bad. Just, get over it. Let's move forward. Forget about it. Because they are because it's woven into the pride of this nation.
As the nation commemorates the end of slavery, The Hill today will be examining this question of reparations. Actor Danny Glover and author Ta-Nehisi Coates will be here to testify on the issue and the lasting impacts of slavery. Reparations are an issue that have come up recently on the Democratic campaign trail, but here on the Hill, the Senate Republican leader Mitch McConnell made clear yesterday that he does not think reparations are a good idea, and he raised some eyebrows with this explanation referencing President Obama. Take a listen.
We've, tried to deal with our original sin of slavery by fighting a civil war, by passing landmark civil rights legislation. We've elected an African-American president.
Mitch McConnell went on to reference the fact that no one currently alive was responsible for slavery, and he said it would be hard to determine who exactly to pay reparations to. Robin.
His statement raised a lot of eyebrows, to say the least.
Now, I just wanted to show a few people who are speaking about this, about reparations, and this is something that I've been talking about for a very long time. I'm someone who believes that we will get the reparations, just not by these people doing it willingly. There's going to be a lot of pain involved in this. There's going to be a lot of things that happen that will push it forward, and it's going to have to be intervention that happens. I mean, I don't think that these people understand. They can't put the dots together. You know, they can't see certain things that are happening and to them and against them, and they continue to be on this high horse as if they are something that they are not. And they refuse, like, black people did nothing wrong, did nothing to them. Everybody else has gotten reparations, and they are killing black people in the street, discriminating against black people. Black people will have zero wealth in a matter of, what, a decade? And they don't care. They despise us. And we've done nothing to them. And we are owed. And all the horrible stuff that has happened, it is absolutely disgusting. And they don't want to pay for it. And like I said, they're proud of it. So there's really nothing you can do when someone has a reprobate mind like that. They have to be dealt with, and they will be dealt with. This whole opioid situation, the suicide situation, the low birth rates, that's just little stuff. They don't even see the things that are happening on a larger scale. And even hearing about the back and forth that they are having with Iran, because like I said, they want to subdue the whole entire world, and things are not going to go to plan. And us doing the final civil asking for reparations basically is, and when they make their decision, which is going to be no, that's going to be the final nail in the coffin, basically. And I have a lot of family members who, oh, why do you talk about this? Why would you fight for this? We're never going to get it. They will never give it to us. And all I say to them is, you know, when the time comes, just give me your portion and remember what you said, because no, they're not going to give it to you willingly. They're going to be made to. And there's a lot of things that can happen to open their eyes to what they've been doing. And I just see everything lining up, and people can feel it in the air. They're like, it's something going on. But I do see where everything is lining up to basically break the pride of this nation. But I'll go ahead and leave it right here. Let me know what you think, and I will see you in the next one.